Hello, here I am again, Mr. Howie W. And before I say anything else, let me say this. I've talked before, if you've watched me, about being camera ready. And that, there's a younger generation that doesn't remember. There's a classic movie and a classic line, and the line is, "I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille." You know, the woman is a deluded, failed actress or washed up actress, whatever it is. And that's how I feel right now. I'm ready for my close up. And this is really a close up. The scenario we have here is an improvised scenario, and I'll explain it in a minute. First, now you can see I'm not. I set up where I have the camera stationary as requested by my partner and my motivators, CN and Mr. P. And so my hands are free. So I'm not Italian. I'm New York Jewish. So but I talk with my hands. But that's got to be kind of annoying. So I'm going to stop. So now, this is what I want to say. Oh, here it comes. I'm breaking the rules. Touched my face. Okay. This is happening. You are seeing me on smart TV networks. Okay, on Roku and on Amazon Fire TV, I believe, on two different channels: the podcast channel and a channel called Speaker Mind. Anyone viewing this is welcome to air content on our channels. I actually operate as the talent coordinator for Smart TV Network. So we have other channels: stand-up comedy, clean comedy, the original short films, original web series, original TV series like web series. We have a great channel I'm very proud of, Veterans of Comedy. This is my friend William Will C. Clifton. You can find him on Facebook, and you can find the Veterans of Comedy on Facebook. These are all veterans who do stand-up, and both men and women, and all who swear by it as one of the best therapies, if not the best therapy for their PTSD. So it is, really prideful. I'm very proud to be able to help them in that way. I don't have multi-millions of dollars to set up any kind of fund for any veterans that need help, but I can do that. So check out Veterans of Comedy because they're all really good comedians. I never claimed to be a really good comedian. I'm where I want to be right now, just not exactly the way I'd like to be. I've been telling people for the last few years, I need to get where I belong in front of cameras. Well, it's the time of coronavirus, and this is, by the way, this is my podcast in the time of coronavirus. And in the time of coronavirus, you can't really get in front of cameras. Production is stopped. You're not allowed to walk into a studio. And if I did, I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to cover this alarmingly handsome face. You can't. So what do? We do what the Marines do, the unofficial credo of the United States Marine Corps that I learned on watching Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood. You're Marines. You improvise, you adapt, you overcome. That's what America needs to get, that warrior mentality right now with coronavirus. We need to improvise, adapt, and overcome. So for me, this is it. My camera, I didn't know it until just like a week ago, has a thing on the back that enables you to set it up where it's like standing flat. It's standing and pointed at you. I did not know this. And so now I have a cardboard box, a book, and the camera is on that book, and the flap, if it was laying against the book, the positioning was wrong. So I put a glove underneath the stand of the camera, on the back of the camera. That's it. That's my studio. I don't have a studio with 3 cameras and a guy on a soundboard, and this is it. But this is one of the beautiful things, one of the wonders for anyone chasing the dream, anyone trying to get their message out, anyone trying to inspire people, entertain people, share their music in any way, anything. We are in the time of technology that allows you to be all over social media. You've got people on YouTube that are influencers with millions of followers. They're monetized. They're young. There's like some 8-year-old making millions a year. So why not Howie? Why not Mr. Howie W? Why shouldn't I? I'm an entertaining fellow. I think so. Now, if you think I'm conceited and an ass and a jackass and an asshole and a bastard, and if you've got the anti-Semitism going, I'm a New York Jew. Look, at some people think I'm Italian. There is a way to reach me. Send me any comments. I'll hear them all. Hate on me if you feel you must. I'm trying to help through this podcast, entertain people while they're stuck in their homes, and bring the country together in some way to battle against this invisible enemy, this evil, demonic enemy. It really is kind of demonic, and it is from the demonic government of the Chinese communists. I said this on my last. There's no question in my mind. This is deliberate bio warfare inflicted upon us by the communist Chinese government, and they are pathetic excuse for a man, that Z guy, XI, I don't know. This is not anti-Chinese. This is anti-Chinese government ideology. I hate anything that subjugates freedom, as does any comedian should feel the same way. And anybody in the arts should really hate anything that subjugates freedom. So you can go to www.smarttvnetworks.com/comedians/ and you'll see some info about how we want to help you get your word out. And there's a release form to open up, and nothing goes on the air without a release form. We have a channel called Speak Your Mind. Think about that. Everybody's got a lot on their mind these days. You can be on streaming TV. Compensation? Bring the viewers. If by some chance one of these social media influencers is seeing this and they have 1.5 million followers, well, they're in a good, strong negotiating position with us, because if they're going to bring us all those followers, we're going to get all those views, we can sell ads, and then we can make money, and then we share the money. It's pretty simple capitalism and economics, okay? Now, I have a tendency, I'm stream of consciousness. In the last episode I did, I got to a point where I talked about living near the Church on the Way on Sherman Way in Van Nuys, and it was kind of famous back in the day. Donna Summer used to go there and sing. Donna Summer was, gargantuan during the disco era. Whenever I drove home and I passed that church, there was, I guess it's a scripture from the Bible, and I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm really fascinated by the biblical prophecy stuff, especially now, of course, and the horsemen of the 4 horsemen, all that's going on. I mean, this is pretty fascinating stuff to me. But on the side of that church, it said, in quotes, there was a scripture, and I guess it was like raised brass letters, I don't know. But I saw it pretty much every day. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all you're getting, get understanding. And back in my youth, I had talked about, in my last episode, I did those special mushrooms. I sat on the beach for 8 hours at Santa Barbara. It was a profound experience for me. I discovered a book the next day called The Lazy Man's Guide to Enlightenment. He ends it with a fable about understanding, and it's really cool. And the thing that's happening in America right now, sadly, this hyper-partisanship, because Trump is so polarizing, and Hillary was also. Bernie's pretty polarizing, but I guess he dropped out. Biden, I don't know what to make of the man. I've never met him personally. I've seen some of the videos. He's a character. I don't know what's going to be. But Trump, there's no denying, is already polarizing, because I know people. And see, what I don't like is the people that hate him say anyone that likes him is an idiot or whatever. That's just not true. I know good people, generous people, charitable people, good-hearted people, intelligent people, and their viewpoint is that Trump's the right guy right now. They wanted him. And I know people that despise him, have great disdain for him, mostly people in the arts, in the entertainment industry. Not just that, though. And they are good people, man. They have talent. They've made me laugh. They've entertained me. Some of them are celebrities that get up there and really speak intensely, and people call them the Hollywood elite, and they hate them. And I'm like, no, man, these people have entertained me. Being entertained is very important to me. I'm easily entertained. I don't have a critical eye. When I'm not looking for fault. I'm looking to just be entertained, to be laughed at, to be moved. And as I mentioned in my last episode, I've been watching Ozark, and forget it, Ruth, Julia Garner. I mean, that young woman. Oh my God! My acting teacher used to scream at us about believability, and all I know is, I don't know. I believe in miracles, and it would be a miracle if I could meet Ruth. Whether she's in her 20s or 30s, even though I got a few years on her, I will be expedited to my first million so powerfully if I had a woman like that at my side. She is an ass kicker. She is intense. She is a hard charger. And I'm lazy by nature, but I'm willing to work hard. I have worked hard. This isn't hard work for me right now. This is just kind of a blast and fun and funny that I actually can do this. And it took a pandemic, a worldwide pandemic, to bring me to sit on a couch in this bedroom I'm living in. And just so you know, I have this nice suede shirt that I have a benefactor, friend from way back. I was good to her. Now she's been good to me. She loves going thrift shopping. She's a shopaholic. And I don't know, this thing was like $1.50. It's beautiful. To me, I don't know what you think. I loved it. But you know what? I'm not in front of a live audience. I'm not on a set with camera people or craft services or women that, if I was, this could be seen as offensive, but I'm wearing pajama pants, just so you know. So, I mean, the truth is, from here, from my belly button down, I could be completely naked. It wouldn't really matter. So, welcome to the beauty and wonder of the technological age of the interwebs. So, there's all different platforms to air your content. And I think this one, streaming networks that you can watch on your TV, it's brilliant. And so I realize I'm involved with it. I'm partners with it. I'm the talent coordinator, but I'm not doing anything with it to get me on TV. So now this is going to really accelerate. My tripod's on the way. I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to be able to be standing. I'll be in a suit just like Kimmel and Fallon. I mean, to me, the greatest job in the world was always Larry King's. I could spend all day interviewing people, all day. I think it's awesome, and I really enjoy, talking to the public. I can sit here and believe in my mind that there are 10,000 people watching me. Why not? It's the act as if theory. I'll just act as if I'm already a TV star. Really, all I ever wanted to be when I was a little kid was, two things. I mentioned it before: a TV star and spiritually enlightened. So, also the other thing I mentioned in my last episode that I didn't get back to, I had started to talk about Donna Summer, and I didn't mention that quote I just said. So I would implore everyone to give some thought to opening their minds a tiny, tiny bit, however strong your convictions are at this point in time in American history and world history, this turning point in history with this worldwide pandemic, wherever you stand on Trump, wherever you stand on capitalism, wherever you stand on America, just open your minds a tiny, tiny bit and consider the possibility of understanding why someone else thinks differently than you. And is there any validity to why they think that way? Is there any fact-based, factual recorded history that leads them to the conclusions they came to that makes them either hate or love Trump? Or is there are we being thrown a lot of noise and nonsense on either side that's made up, that's not true? Was there false news about Barack Obama? There's no doubt there was. Okay, we're a very divided us versus them country, and for one, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I really wish, I was too young. All I knew was people loved President Kennedy. When John F. Kennedy died, I remember my teachers crying in the hallway when he was assassinated. How we get a guy like that again, I don't know. I don't think Biden's that guy. I know Bernie wasn't that guy. Trump is clearly not that guy unless he decides to evolve in some way and reach out to his detractors. And I don't know. I don't know. Am I that guy? No. Do I know people that could be that guy? I believe I do. But anyway, let's get back. The other thing, I finished my last episode saying there are four. No, I want to talk about Amy Dresner, My Fair Junkie, addiction, and so forth. I am doing this raw, organic, real. This is me. This is it. I'm in a messy bedroom right now that a friend of mine, he owns this house. It's a small house, two grown men in the pandemic in an 800 square foot house with one bathroom. And I am very proud of us. We have not snapped at each other. Everything is cool. My workouts don't require going to a gym. I can shadow box. I can do calisthenics. I trained with a cruiserweight boxing champion. I trained with a third generation Bruce Lee student, which, by the way, is why there are no rules about what I'm going to do with this podcast. It was my first one. I said there are no rules because my acting teacher used to tell us, never mind the audience, phooey on the audience. You do it your way, baby. You dig it. You dig it. He was a beatnik. The beatniks came before the hippies. The other thing is Bruce. And when I say Bruce, if there's a generation that doesn't know who I'm referring to, because Bruce Springsteen was big, but there's only one Bruce, and that's Bruce Lee. And Bruce created his own martial art, Jeet Kune Do, because he didn't like the rules. And listen, everything's great about every martial art. I am not judging against any martial art. Bruce Lee was one of a kind, and I got to train with a guy, the man that owned our school, the school I went to, trained with Bruce's best friend and sparring partner, training partner for his whole life, Dan Inosanto. And Dan Inosanto trained my Sifu, the teacher that owned my school, for when I was there, he had been training him 25, 30 years. So no rules. So there you go. Which means this stream of consciousness, and I might look like an idiot, I might sound like an idiot, I might say a jackass thing, I might say a stupid thing, I might say an unfiltered thing, for what it's worth. I'll just tell you, I believe, and I believe I can present many, many people that'll back this up, At heart, I'm a good guy. I'm a good person. If it were up to me, everyone would live in peace, love, and understanding. If I had billions of dollars like Bezos or Gates or Zuckerberg or Bloomberg or any of these guys, I'd be donating an awful lot more than 100 million or 10 million to help with this pandemic thing. I'd have all kinds of flows of income to different animal rescue groups I know, and none of my friends would ever. Money would just not exist in their life as an issue. It would not exist. But I'm not a billionaire, but I'm working towards it. I seek obscene wealth because there's a lot of good that needs to be done. So that's who I say I am. Have I been an asshole? Can I behave like an asshole? Have I been a jerk? Can I behave like... There's a difference between being an asshole and behaving assholishly. There's a difference between being an idiot and behaving idiotically, being stupid and behaving in a stupid manner. For a lot of people, what brings them to behave in those manners is alcohol. And now, oh, here it goes again. I had an itch. Alcohol. They're saying alcohol sales are spiked 55%. I don't buy it. I say it's 85% in the last week, as things get worse with the pandemic. But as we know, well, anyone watching this has experienced this. Anyone over 21, I'm sure. There are people, couple of drinks, they had nothing but shits and giggles. Some, like I have a friend, I deemed him when he really drinks excessive, and he's good. He doesn't never get. He gets a little self-deprecating and loud at a certain point, but then when he goes further with the drinking, he turns into what I call giggly girl. Then I had the one woman I was going to ask to marry me. It took me 6 months to see it, but the second drink, I mean, she was shy. She was a poet. She was hypersensitive. She early talk. She was used to a lot of attention because she had big boobs. She was really, I'm not bragging, this is just what it was. She was very striking, olive skinned. I saw pictures of her dad. He was an unbelievably good looking man, and her mother, beautiful. She just, looks wise, she hit the jackpot. But she was all fucked up with alcohol. The second drink, daughter of Satan. She hated me, cursed me out, get the fuck out of her life. I mean, it was unbelievable. So, brings me to who I mentioned, Miss Amy Dresner. She wrote a book called My Fair Junkie. Amy is a comedian here in LA. I don't know if she's still doing comedy, but I had her come to a show I produced at a bowling alley downtown. There were like 4 people in the audience. She's this skinny little thing. She's really thin. And I didn't know her history. But I mean, I don't deal with alcoholics or drug addicts anymore at all. Reformed, using or reformed, I can't, it's too much for me. I'm not equipped. But Amy, I'll do anything to help and anything to promote because her book is saving lives. So if you know anyone that's dealing with addiction, then everyone knows someone that's most everyone in America knows someone that's dead from addiction and alcoholism. My Fair Junkie. Get that book. Trust me. This woman has no business being alive. Over 7 years sober. I'm so proud of her. And a woman that was in my life many years. She also, I don't know how she did it. She looks so good at a certain age, and I mean, some genetics, whatever, I don't know, but they made it. Those are the only 2 alcoholic drug addicts that I deal with. I deal with plenty of people that like to drink. There's a difference between enjoying cocktails and being an alcoholic. There's a difference between enjoying cocktails and not knowing when the switch gets flipped. Adults, we need to learn our limit. I learned 2 Martini Howie was very charming and very entertaining and pretty flirtatious. 4 Martini Howie was getting a little loud, a little obnoxious, a little self-deprecating. 6 Martini Howie got very touchy-feely. And so Martini Howie had to just leave. He had to go by the wayside, and it's been double-digit years since I've had a martini, but I will tell you that in the time of coronavirus, what could be the end of days, I am strongly reconsidering my promise to myself that I would not drink alcohol again until I had a lot of money in the bank, owed no money, and was making a ton of money, or that I had created my massive success that I want to create. And as far as pot goes, it went from giggles and aphrodisiacal, lovey-dovey, so, oh God, the touching when you were high, it was unbelievable. All I did was in the corner of the bed, fetal position, riddled with anxiety, obsessing over every mistake I had ever made with alcohol, with money and women. So I have no desire to smoke pot again. Although if I won the lottery and I had a net worth of, say, 50, 60 million, I was on a tropical island with people I trusted, and I had a tender, sensitive girl that I was involved with big, pillowy, comforting breasts that I could rest my head on, I might smoke pot. but not without having a bottle of Xanax at my side. Because if I had a net worth of 50 million and I got high on pot and I wasn't just shits and giggles all the way, just an ear to ear grin, totally, lovey-doveyed up, then it's brain chemistry, not external realities. So I say to anyone, my therapist at the time told me, I was lamenting that it's not fair. I know people that smoke pot, they go to work. I had a friend who used to smoke 2 joints on the way into work from New Jersey and into Manhattan to the garment center. I mean, that's a brutal fucking business. I'd say, how can you smoke that pot? Because I used to send it to him. And that fucking pot is strong. I'm like, how can you smoke that pot and go talk to people, deal with people? You go, how? Couldn't do it without it. So everyone's different. And my therapist explained this. And he said, Howie, 20% of the population will always have an adverse reaction to marijuana. So the sooner you're aware, if you're part of that 20%, the better. And it changes for a lot of people. I'm not alone in this. I've talked to many people that have reached a certain point in life, and it changed. Now, pot use is going to be on the rise in a big way now with the pandemic being stuck indoors. It's just going to happen. I actually gave thought. I was the host at the door at this lounge in Hollywood, and I keep a pack of cigarettes because people were asking me. They were offering me $1 or $2 for a cigarette. And so I kept a pack of... One guy went to the 7-Eleven to get his girl these special cigarettes, and he came back and he gave me a pack, like as a tip. So, because he had asked me and I didn't have a cigarette. So when people offer me the money, I say, I'll receive your money because I'm going to buy lottery tickets. That's all this is for. And I said, I'm giving you my card. If you send me an email and I know how to reach you, if the numbers roll in, you're in for 10 or 20%. Out of like 40, 50 people I did this with, one guy, a 24-year-old young guy that had just gotten out of the Army, he sent me an email. And I wish to God I would have won the lottery so I could... Then I would have gone in front of cameras. I would have gone on the news, But if you win the lottery, you don't want it public. You want to be insulated. I have a 7-layer insulation should it happen. I don't have any concerns. It won't be easy to get to me if my net worth jumps to 50, 100, 150 million. It's going to be difficult. But I'm going to be open to be a patron of the arts. I want to fund projects. I want to help creative people. But there's a lot of crazy people in the world of creativity and entertainment. So you got to go through some people to get to me. But right now, you don't. All you got to do is send an email to in the time of coronavirus at in the time of coronavirus 2020 at gmail.com, or look for me on Facebook under right now Howie, Howie, Walfish. That last name's with 1 L, just like it sounds. Continuing, 4 people I don't deal with. This is part of my stand-up routine. I'll try. I don't deal with crazed, raging alcoholics, crazed drug addicts, abused women, or abused men. And here's why. They won't let me help them. They refuse to let me help them. I've been through it. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had that 50 million, there are a few women I know who've been through the shit, and in their name, at their request, they'd pick it. I would definitely make a large donation to women's shelter. I'd do anything I could to help them. But the ones I dealt with, even though they'd been hit twice now by the guy, they just kept going back. I didn't know. I wasn't, and they weren't trapped financially. So I'm not condemning abused women. I feel for them. I know I have a friend on Facebook, what she went through. She's a fucking badass. Her dad was a badass Marine, and she recovered, and she helped me understand a lot. But I don't know. I can't help these people. I certainly can't help any using alcoholic or any using drug addict. Nothing. White. If you're involved with white powder, you're not in my life, and everyone should adhere to that. And that would. By the way, if I had a brother, and he started being a meth head, there'd be 3 conversations. 3 conversations. At the end of the 3rd, if he wouldn't go to rehab, if he continued, divorced. I don't care if blood is sticking. No. Unless you've been through it, you don't know the madness it inflicts upon you, and you look at the person you're closest to, and you watch them after that second drink, or apparently they've been out smoking crack or snorting meth, and you look at them and you're going, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I want to know what you did with my girlfriend, or I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you right here. Because that's why they call it demon alcohol. The truth is, this is not this way for everyone, but I bet most people have experienced this. Most adults past 30, 35 have experienced someone in their life that you're looking at this person. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be your significant other, and you're like, who the fuck are you? It's like demonic possession. It's a completely separate, different personality. Some people are equipped to deal with it. Some people are so emotionally attached they won't let it go. Not me. I'm never going through that shit again. If I the way it looks now, people that are single are going to be alone. They don't even have a chance. The only relationship is going to be through the through the computer screen. People can't hold hands. What the fuck? This is fucked up. This is one hell of a weapon, man. So then when I do my stand up, I say, okay, now let me just ask a question. Who doesn't belong to Costco? People raise their hand, and I go, well, I'll tell you who else I don't deal with. I don't deal with fucking crazy people. And if you don't belong to Costco, you're fucking crazy. And before this pandemic, I used to tell people, there's only one place to buy your toilet paper, and that's Costco. And I happened, luckily, in probably January, February, I bought one. When this thing hit, we still have, I think, 7 rolls now, which will take us to mid-May. It's the only place right now I can't buy. Costco has been taken from me because every time I go there, here it goes again, breaking all the rules. Every time I go, there's 50 people online to get in. I don't deal with that. I'm the kind of guy that would walk up to the front of the line and go, "What's it going to cost me to get in this club?" I'd slip a 20 or a 30 or a 10, whatever. I'd always try that. That's part of my arrogance. And when I had money flowing, and we'll get to why I had money flowing at another episode. I have some great stories for you. Really, they're really entertaining, and they're teachable moments. But I will share one funny story about getting past the line. So many years back, I won money on a game show, and the current benefactor, oh my God, she was so hot. She was unbelievable. I couldn't believe I got to be with her, and I take her to Vegas, and her body was like, like I said, I grew up in Playboy. I was like, this is unbelievable. So I'm as happy as can be, and I don't wait on lines. And she knew how to work the whole club scene. She's, if you're a way hot chick and you're dealing with clubs, they always have their value at a club is far exceeds mine, or most any guys. So, I used to bear. I don't know what you're thinking. Whoever's seeing me, I've been told. The main thing was Travolta, thankfully, but I've got some weight on my face right now. Travolta grease days, and I've said before that got me some women. Chandling was another big one, and I started getting Jerry Lewis, like younger Jerry Lewis. I've gotten Rick Moranis. I used to have a ponytail. I got Steve Tyler, also because of the lips, I think. But she walked up to the front of the line at the club at the Venetian, and it was a long line. And she had me. She said, "Just stand back here." And she walked up to the guy. She talked to him for a few minutes, offered no money, and then came out. Then looked at me and gave me the. And I said, "What the fuck? What the fuck was that?" She didn't show her. She didn't flash him. She didn't offer sex later that evening. She goes, "I just told him I'm here with Gary Shandling, and it would be best if we don't wait online." No, I'm not bullshitting you. So anyway, you know what I thought of today? My friend that I stay with, he's a drummer, and he's big Beatles fan, and knows all the songs and goes to jam sessions. And I thought, my God, part of this scenario, that the babies that are going to be born are going to be called coronials. I'm not taking credit for it. I saw it on Facebook. It's brilliant. There's a generation coming that will not know who the Beatles are. And that is disheartening. It is disturbing. It is heartbreaking. It is all the more reason we need our friends to intervene now, to return the ancient aliens. I don't know what they're waiting for. Our only chance, really. I don't mean to bring anyone down, but the truth is, our only chance right now, it's either extraterrestrial intervention, preferably benevolent extraterrestrials, or divine intervention. Because this planet is like children that are acting up at home. You have 4 kids and they're fighting and they're acting up and they're going crazy, and what do you do as a parent? You intervene, or if you're a bouncer at a club and 2 guys are going chest to chest, oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You intervene. This planet has needed an intervention for a long time, but with this fucking thing, this evil motherfucking corona, COVID-19, man, if you could turn it into a person for a day, an hour, I'll show you what the fuck torture is, what I would do to that fucking thing. This thing there's going to be an epidemic of suicides, a lot of domestic violence and homicide, a lot of supermarket homicides, a lot of stranger homicide. It's going to get bad before it gets better. And I hope I'm wrong. Maybe, I don't know. maybe some genius kid in his laboratory at home, chemistry kid will come up with the answer. I don't know. But we need, even if you're an atheist, I mean, if you're not going to pray, visualize coronavirus being crushed, those little fucking spores with the, visualize it dissipating. And other than that, whatever God you believe in, whatever religion you belong to, if you're a person who prays, pray hard, man. Pray hard. If you're a meditator, meditate on a world without coronavirus. Okay, listen, this is the first time I can control the end of this podcast. This fucking phone has cut me off every other time. Thank you for watching. In the time of coronavirus 2020 at gmail.com, smarttvnetworks.com/comedians/ see if you want to submit content for Peace of Mind channel, the comedy the podcast channel, stand-up comedy channel, clean comedy channel, original short films, original TV shows, veterans of comedy. If you're a veteran, be sure to shoot me an email so I can put you in touch with Will, and you can see about joining the Veterans of Comedy group. All right, God bless, hang in there, improvise, adapt, overcome, and stay in constant forward motion to the best of your ability while we are in the time of coronavirus. I love you all. I don't know you all. I can't really say that with sincerity. There are probably some of you I don't love at all. All right, take care. Bye.